Factoring trinomials. Before moving on to some examples, let's first talk a little bit about trinomials. The standard form of a trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c, where x is a variable and a, b, and c are numbers. The reason it's called a trinomial is because it has 3 terms. And when factoring a trinomial, we factor it into 2 binomials. So given the example x squared plus 5x plus 6, it factors into x plus 2 times x plus 3. 2 binomials because each one has 2 terms. This can also be written as x plus 3 times x plus 2 because of the commutative property of multiplication. So let's move on and do some very basic factoring of trinomials. So given the example x squared plus 4x plus 3. To figure out what the factor of this trinomial is, I tell my students to ask themselves what multiplies to be c, in this case 3, and adds to be b, in this case 4. So in order to figure this out, let's list all of the factors of 3. The factors of 3 are 1 and 3, but also -1 and -3. And then to figure out which one of these adds to be 4, we simply add them. So 1 plus 3 is 4, and -1 plus -3 is -4. And because we want a positive 4, we want it to multiply to be 3 and add to be a positive 4, then we know that 1 and 3 are our answers, and we write it as x plus 1 times x plus 3. Let's look at another example. Given the trinomial x squared plus 7x plus 12, we ask ourselves what multiplies to be 12 and what adds to be 7. So we list all of the factors of 12. 1 and 12, -1 and -12, 2 and 6, -2 and -6, 3 and 4, and -3 and -4. And then we add each one of these together. 1 plus 12 is 13. 1 plus -12 is -13. 2 plus 6 is 8. -2 plus -6 is -8. 3 plus 4 is 7. And -3 plus -4 is -7. We wanted our factors to add to be a positive 7, and so we know that 3 and 4 are our answers. And we write x plus 3 times x plus 4. Let's try one more basic trinomial. Given x squared plus 10x plus 16, we ask ourselves what multiplies to be 16 and what adds to be 10. So let's list all of our factors of 16. We have 1 and 16, -1 and -16, 2 and 8, -2 and -8, 4 and 4, and -4 and -4. Now let's add each of these together, so we get 1 plus 16 is 17, -1 plus -16 is -17, 2 plus 8 is 10, -2 plus -8 is -10, 4 plus 4 is 8, and -4 plus -4 is -8. So we want positive 10 to be our middle term, and so we know that the answer is x plus 2 times x plus 8. Make sure to watch the next video to see how negatives can change the answer.